trial.
Your Honor, just execute me there because I can't get any kind of justice. I'm tired. I'm at the end of my rope.
Convicts are people who are found guilty of crimes, and sometimes these crimes include criminal homicide, murder, aggravated assault, and for some reason these criminals have no problem committing these horrible crimes, but when it's time, when they get caught and it's time for sentencing, this is when they start to freak out and seek for forgiveness.
I can't take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot.
Austin Smith was completely defenseless. That's a given. But there were other dynamics at work there, including my client.
Well, at this point, it seems too late, doesn't it? How's it going, you guys? I'm Landon Dallasing, and let's get right into this one. This is the top 10 convicts who freaked out after given a life sentence, and this is part 2. If you guys missed part 1, you guys can click right over here. So starting us off, in at number 10.
And I'm menacing the Commonwealth.
Okay, you're in contempt again. You've already been held in You're in contempt again.
We have Leon Montgomery, who is facing a 30-year sentencing for the death of a newborn baby. He was freaking out at the judge, saying he was innocent and he deserves a new trial. Leon was waiting for his new trial for a few years. He finally got it. When he received 30 years, that's when he started to freak out, and the judge gave him an additional 6 months for freaking out in court.
What y'all doing here is wrong to people.
And that'll be 6 months to serve when you finish serving in
No,
this
6 months.
case.
I got 30 years. Everybody here get.
Control yourself. I'm going to remove you from the courtroom.
And you know what? I'm not sure if I believe that the judge should give an additional 6 months for this guy freaking out in court, because this guy's life just flashed before his eyes. He got 30 years. It's really hard to just stand there and just, take the punishment calmly. I think the judge should have just sentenced him quickly and dismissed him, just send him right to prison right away. But then again, this man committed murder, so why go easy on him? He didn't go easy on the victim, did he?
Again, has shown zero respect for the law, no remorse for killing a child in this case.
Number 9, we have 32-year-old Robert Hodge, who is a father of 3. Well, he appeared in front of a judge and his family while being sentenced for murdering his 3 children. He strangled 2 of them with a belt. One of his kids was just 7 months old. And Robert also tried to kill his wife. I mean, is this real life right now? How do people become so messed up that murder is on their mind? So the clip I'm about to show you guys is from a courtroom in California.
Julie and Lucas are gone.
Robert begged the courts for forgiveness, but luckily the judge said the court does not forgive him and will give him a life sentence if he pleaded guilty, so he pleaded guilty. If he didn't plead guilty, he would have been given the death penalty.
Rob to be a good man before this horrific event. He wanted him to know that we all love.
Okay, moving into number 8.
I do accept the responsibility for what I've done. I know I was in the wrong. But I want you all to know that that is not me. That is not me. That's not.
So that person freaking out was actually 20-year-old Tories, who decided to drive around yelling the N-word, and she was also threatening people with the gun, including children. Well, those acts was enough to charge her with street gang terrorism, so she was sentenced to 15 years behind bars. Hopefully 15 years is enough time to smarten up and realize what she had done.
I forgive you. I forgive all of you. I'm not a mean-spirited person. I do.
Alright, moving into number 7. And this clip is actually of a father freaking out during a sentencing of a convicted killer. Let me tell you guys the backstory. Van Terry is the father you're about to see. He attacked convicted sex offender and murderer Michael Madison in court. And this is after he murdered his daughter Sherelle Terry. This took place in Cleveland, and it's really, really sad. The father was detained, but hopefully he wasn't arrested, because this is a very difficult situation to stay contained in, to stay, calm. The father was probably in court during the whole trial, listening to all of the details about how his daughter died. Okay, moving into number 6, we have this young guy who was just given a life sentence for murder. From listening to the court tapes of this guy, it seems like fire was involved with this crime because you can hear the judge talking about burn patterns. Well, at the end of the trial, the judge sentenced this young man to life in prison, and this guy just bursts out crying. And of course he's begging for forgiveness, and then he falls to the ground in total shock. And at number 5, we actually have a judge who freaked out at a convict, and you know what? I couldn't believe it. Professionalism was just thrown out the window.
You know, if this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting the chair.
I'm kind of glad that this judge freaked out. I wish judges act like this more often.
You gutted him like a fish in that apartment too. You were relentless. You stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed until he was dead.
Times like this, it must be very hard. It must be really tough to be a judge. I couldn't imagine hearing about all these brutal crimes day and night.
Do what you have to do.
I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well.
Well, I guess we know where this judge stands when it comes to the death penalty. And I want to know, where do you guys stand? Do you believe in it? Are you guys against it? Let me know in the comment section below. At number 4, we have Mr. Jones, who is in court accused of murder. While he was in front of the judge, he decides to act like this.
Like it?
I don't know, sir. I don't have any idea. I just ask that you answer my questions. Are you currently employed?
I'm really afraid for that officer right next to him. I'm afraid for her life because Mr. Jones thinks he's a vampire and he's about to strike another person. Whatever state this is in, the death penalty exists. This guy's freaking out, but in his own way that I can't even describe.
Do you want to be screened for an attorney?
I don't care.
Mr. Jones.
And you know what? I think this is why you should say no to drugs, kids. Because you would end up like this guy, Vampire Man. A convict launches himself at the victim's family is up next at number 3. Into chaos in Wisconsin after convict man Andrew launched himself into the audience. The victim's family was sitting in the first 2 rows. Police officers quickly restrained him. They then tasered him to bring him under control. Andrew was convicted with 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide in the death of Greg Peters and his girlfriend Jennifer Lewick, who was actually a police officer.
Go! Taser! 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 Let's go!
A convicted man being pepper sprayed in court is next up on our list at number 2. So for this one, we have a convicted killer who was in front of a judge while getting sentencing. He decided he didn't want to listen to the court's rules. He has his own set of rules in mind, so police officers had to restrain him.
I know that that is something that is reserved for the most serious of cases, and I believe that this case rises.
After restraining the convicted man, he still wasn't cooperating, so the police officer takes out her pepper spray and tries to restrain the convict. You have to watch this. And finally, at number 1, we have a confessed murderer who collapsed in court after an Ohio judge sentenced him to life without parole.
Four defendants serve a term of life without parole. As to count 4, for the offense of attempted murder.
Smith Riley collapsed to the floor.
The Ohio Department of Corrections, mandatory and consecutive underlying offenses. All those counts are consecutive each other. Credit for time served, amount of 300.
Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.